evening, everybody, and welcome to our holiday concert this year with just Symphony Orchestra playing for you tonight. I just want to take the time to remind you about a couple housekeeping things. If everybody can please turn off or put on silent / do not disturb your cell phone right now, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, you are more than welcome to take pictures at the end or during or video record this, but we ask that you do not do flash photography as it is a distraction to the performers on stage. Finally, during the concert, it is a rather short concert, but for whatever reason, if you do have to get up and leave the auditorium, we ask that you do that either between movements or in between pieces. That would also be greatly appreciated. Okay, now that that's out of the way, welcome. And we are very excited to perform this program that we have for you tonight. Our first piece up on this concert is the Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saens. Saint-Saens is a French Romantic era composer that is very, very popular and has written a ton of beautiful and wonderful music. This particular piece has a very interesting story to it, if we say the least. This piece was written as kind of a practical joke. So the story behind this piece is Saint-Saens and a bunch of his friends were sitting at a bar having one too many adult beverages, and they dared him to write a piece that would invoke an animal for each movement that he wrote. He took that challenge and composed the piece that we're going to play for you tonight. Now this piece has multiple movements, like I'm pretty sure it has about 17 plus movements, all with a different animal or different animal theme to it. And the instrumentation that he used was also very interesting because he essentially used the instrumentation of his friends that were at the bar that night. So whatever instruments they played, that's the instruments that he wrote. During his lifetime, that piece was only performed 2 times, and it was performed by that group of friends. Funny anecdote is that Camille Saint-Saens hated the piece. He thought it was just a complete piece of what he called trash, and I am PGing that, and that he never wanted it published until he died. And it was never actually played in public until after he passed away. Well, little did he know that it would become one of his most famous pieces, one of the pieces that is most recognized by him, and one of the most beloved pieces to play, especially for concerts containing small children or elementary age children. This is a wonderful piece to play to them because it invokes all of the animals. So we really hope you enjoyed our rendition of the Carnival of the Animals. And specifically the movements we will play for you tonight are the March of the Lion, the Elephant, which is very close to my heart because that is the one that is the bass feature. I played that probably about 4 or 5 times. It's wonderful, the basses never get featured. In this particular arrangement, the cellos and basses get featured, so that is a wonderful movement. And then Fossils. And finally, just as a friendly reminder, with any multi-movement piece, we ask that you hold your applause until the very end, until after the final movement, which is Fossils, is over, and we very much appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much, and I'm sure many of you heard, I forgot to mention at that last movement there, if you heard Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, your ears did not deceive you. That is Saint-Saens' little joke, little poke at Mozart. He threw Mozart's Twinkle Twinkle melody in there as a little bit of a joke. I'm sure Mozart wouldn't take that very kindly, but yes, that's what he did. Okay, this is a short concert today, but those three pieces took a lot of time, effort, and refining. So we only have two pieces, but one being a multi-movement. So this is usually the time that I give my thank yous. So a concert like this cannot just happen, as I say every single time we have a concert. It takes a lot of people to make things happen. The first person I'd like to thank is Mr. Mark Manley, who's our Fine Arts Director, who supports us in everything that we do, makes sure that things like this gets done, makes sure that we are supported in what we need, and keeps these classes going. And we so appreciate the work that he does for our program. Of course, the other one is Mrs. Sean Sims, who's our Fine Arts Secretary. I jokingly said at the last concert, if you need something or you need to know something, she is the person to go to. So she is just an invaluable resource in our department. Of course, the high school principal, Mr. Zeri, and all the assistant principals who are such a great supporter of our programs, and we very much appreciate that. Back at the house people, our lighting tech, our sound tech, our auditorium manager, our videographer back there, thank you so much. And of course, our resource officer and paraprofessionals. For those of you that have been coming around, they've been always here, and they used to be doing tickets and all sorts of other things, and now they're just making sure that everybody's safe, and we very much appreciate them coming and them helping out. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my string staff, particularly Mrs. Carroll and Ms. Zableski, who are here helping with Symphony Orchestra every day. They are tremendous help to us in making sure that the product that you hear right now is at the top notch of what these students can do. So I very much appreciate them. And then also here tonight, Miss Abby Jones and Miss Ashley Emmons as well, who are at Garfield, and I thank them for coming tonight and helping out as well. And then finally, the final thank you is, of course, to you all. I very much appreciate you getting your students to class so that we can teach them. I very much appreciate you all supporting them in the arts, making sure that they continue to take these classes all through high school. They have an abundance of classes that they could take, and they continue to take orchestra, and I know that just doesn't happen. I know that's the support of you all, so I very much appreciate that. Okay, moving on to our final selection today. For those of you that know me or have been to these concerts for quite a while, you know I am a very much a sucker for a good mashup song. So if the word mashup is foreign to you, what that is it's a form of music where a composer or arranger blends two or more pre-recorded songs together to make one seamless track. This was really popular in the late 90s and early 2000s, if you were alive during that period. And in our case, Tim McCarrick, who's our arranger, blends together the dreidel song, Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, and the Habanera song from Bizet's opera Carmen. Now you're going to think, how does that blend together? Which was my exact thought when I saw this piece on the one website where we get our music from. However, I took a listen to it, and it's a wonderful piece of music. It's a perfect example of what a mashup can be and how to blend songs together over top of each other to create a really cool piece. It has become one of the favorites of the students up on here on stage. Probably the majority of them would say that it's their favorite. And I know Hanukkah ended a few days ago, and we typically don't play Hanukkah songs, but we're still going to celebrate tonight with our rendition of Hanukkah Habanera. Thank you all again for coming tonight, and from the bottom of my heart, and I know the string staff heart as well, have a wonderful holiday season, very much like we've been doing for the rest of the concerts. If you all could leave in a very timely manner, and your students will be going to the orchestra room, packing their things up, and they will meet you outside or in the parking lot. We very much appreciate it. Again, have a wonderful holiday season. We will see you all again in February. Thanks so much.